So this has worked out extremely in my favor, everyone, to the place that I am saving a total of $123,047.70 in interest, um, including all the interest that I had already paid in option one and option two. But if we were to look at this and say, hey, what if I had just gone straight to this option when I first bought my house? If this deal had been available, and I would have been able to get the loan that I wanted, this 3.25 over 15 years. Um, let's look at that for just a moment, and let's say that I was able to do the 120,000 for 15 years at 3.25%. My payment would have been 843. We're going to compare that to what I did start with. I started with a 30-year loan with a 7.5% interest over, and my monthly payments were 839. There's a difference in payments of $4. And if we take a moment to do some quick math, I'm jumping off my script here a little bit because this just caught my curiosity all of a sudden, everyone. If I was able to get that deal, instead of having to refinance twice and do the blah, 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 and all this, I would have had 843.20 times 180 payments. My total payoff for my house would have been 151,776. So I would have paid about $32,000 in interest is all. My original loan had me paying $302,000 in interest. And so you can see the total payoff, or sorry, not in interest, the total payoff was 302. This is a gigantic difference, everyone. So again, 15 years at 3.25 is a $4 per month or so higher payment. But I'm only paying $4 more a month if I was able to get this right out of the gate. I would have only paid $32,000 in interest. Here I paid in this option, I would have been paying $182,000 in interest. That's like $150,000 that if I had gone with this option straight away, 130, $150,000 difference. So being clear, just kind of outlining this, everyone, $120,000 home, the difference between this option and this one is a total cost savings of doing this one of $150,000 if you had the option to choose between these two straight out with the first initial purchase of the home. That makes my head spin a little bit. I only saved $123,000 by doing what I did, though, because I had to pay to refinance twice. Plus, I had paid interest on each of the two initial loans. And so I was in a much better spot once again. My monthly payment was $100 less, saving me an additional $5,000 and something in interest. This is how much I saved. Saving $123,047 is a big deal. My monthly payment went down by $100 a month. And the only downside for me, everyone, was that the new loan was for another 15 years, added to the 4 years that since when I bought the house to start with. So my total span of my loan would have been 19 years. Again, 2 years at 7.5%, then with 30 years on a 30-year loan, then refinanced for 2 more years at 4.5 on a 15-year loan. So that's 4 years plus now this new 15-year loan, making it 19 years. And I wanted to have my house paid off by the time my son turned 17, and you'll see that in the next slide. But what if I made additional monthly payments toward the principal? And what I mean by that is my monthly payment was set to be $843.20. What if I made more payments toward the principal? And you can see on this amortization schedule here, if this is something you wanted to play with, you could click this button and you could play with those numbers here. I'm going to do it separately because my situation is a little bit more complicated by this point than what this calculator can handle. But we're going to explore the idea of, okay, what if he wanted to have it paid off faster than that, like a couple years earlier? How much more would Schlegel need to pay every month to get this loan paid off a couple years faster? We'll be back with more on that in the next slide.